Making a granny stitch blanket is amazing and an easy, relaxing way to spend an evening. But what if you don't want a square? What if you want your blanket to fit a bed or a couch and be rectangular? This tutorial is going to show you how to make a rectangle granny blanket of any size using a really simple formula to start off with. The great thing about this blanket pattern is that you can literally use any yarn. So I've given a few recommendations for yarn and hook sizes in the pattern, but otherwise just look at your ball of yarn and see what it recommends. It really doesn't matter because it's using a sizing formula. The thickness of the yarn and the hook that you use doesn't matter. So for this one, which I really like the look, it's quite a dense stitch. I used a DK yarn, which is 8 ply with a 4mm hook. Another common combination is worsted weight and a 5mm hook, but it will literally work for anything. Okay, let's talk formulas. The length of the chains that you will start off with, the length of the chain equals, very easy, the length of the blanket minus the width of the blanket. And this can be in either inches or centimeters, okay? It really doesn't matter, whatever works for you. So let's do an example. Let's say you want a blanket that is 20 inches in length and 14 inches in width. Now that would be a pretty small blanket, like a little baby blanket or a pet blanket. So the length of your chains, 20 minus 14 equals 6 inches. So all you need to do is grab a ruler and your starting chain is going to be 6 inches. Pretty easy, hey? So you can do any length and size of blanket. Now grab your yarn, hook, and we do need to do a little bit of rounding. So we want our chains to be a multiple of 3 plus 2 for turning. So let's start chaining and just see how long we're going to go. Okay. Slip knot, I do have a separate tutorial for that if you need it, and chain, yarn over, pull through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that would be a multiple of 3 plus 2, and let's measure it. That looks pretty close, 6 inches. So very, very easy that you can use this formula for any size blanket. So there's our chain, and the hardest part is over. There's no more maths involved. If you don't feel like working that out, in the pattern there's several sizes, the dimensions, the chain length, the number of chains within that, with the rounding ups already done for DK or worsted weight yarns. So I don't leave you to work out everything by yourself. So normally for single crochet rows, you'd go into the first chain, but we're going to go into the third instead, which is right there. Single crochet is insert, yarn over and pull through. You've got 2 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So single crochet the rest of the way along. Okay, almost at the end. It's curling up a little bit, but that's pretty normal. That's how it looks. Nice and neat and solid. Okay, 3 more. 1 and 2 and 3. And there's our center, which is going to be nice and stable. Okay, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2 and 3, turn and do 2 double crochet into the base of that chain. So double crochet is yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. You got 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 and pull through 2. So we need another one in the same spot. So that's our first cluster. The chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So we're going to move across and skip 2, so we'll be going right there. Before we do, we need to chain 1 and then do 3 double crochet into that same third stitch along. 1 and 2 and 3. Chain 1, skip 2 and 3 double crochet. 1, 2 and then a third one. Chain 1, skip 2 and 3 double crochet. So just because you're making a large blanket doesn't mean that your center where you start off will be larger. It's more about the ratio of length to width. So we're almost at the end here. And chain 1, see how that's looking? So we have probably a couple more here. Okay, so that's the last one. Whoops. Coming out. Okay, finish that off. So that's our final cluster, chain 1. Now, do you remember at the beginning, we actually did the single crochet into the third chain? So there's going to be a teeny little bit of a gap there, and we're going to do a cluster into that. So 3 double crochets into that gap. We're now going to create a corner. So chain 2 instead of our usual chain 1, and we're going to do a cluster in exactly the same spot. So this will be our end cluster. 1 and 2 and 3. Now we need another corner, chain 2, and another cluster into the same spot still. And after that last cluster, I chain 1 to finish it off. So if you have a look at that, that's the end. Now we're going to go back the way we came, doing the exact opposite. So it's a little bit harder to see the skip 2 on this side, so I would just do it exactly opposite. So cluster, 1 and 2 and 3, and don't forget the chain 1. Move across, and we want one opposite on this side. That's our 1, 2 and 3, and chain 1. Just open that up so you can see. So keep going, we've got a few more there. You just want it as symmetrical as you can. Chain 1, and we're almost back at the beginning. Chain 1. Okay. Last one till our corner. Oops. Okay, so we're at the end, so we need to replicate. And if you have a look at this, there's 2 opposite each other, and then there's that one at the end. So we have that one, we're going to do one opposite. Okay, that's how it's looking. So there's our last cluster there. Instead of doing a chain 1, do a chain 2, because that will turn a corner. And you're going to put your hook for the next cluster into that base of the first cluster on the other side, on the left. So do a cluster there. That's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, and 3. Okay, So look how that is. Chain 2. So that's another corner. And now we need to join it up here. And all you need to do is a slip stitch into that third chain of the first stitch there. So slip stitch, insert, yarn over and pull through, and then pull through that one. And here we go. A nice looking beginning part. And now it becomes really, really easy. So row 2, chain 3. Remember that always counts as our first double crochet. Do 2 double crochets into that end spot. Okay, that's our cluster. Chain 1, moving across, and you're going to do 3 double crochets and chain 1 into each gap across. Chain 1. So here we go, we're up to the corner again. So up here is where we had our chain 2. We're going to do a cluster into that. So there's our cluster. Now we need to create a new corner, chain 2. And because it's a corner, move that along and do another cluster right into that same gap. So there we go, that's our corner. And now we can see we have another corner here, so we're going to do the same. Cluster, chain 2, cluster. So there's our cluster, chain 2, and move that along, and another cluster right there. Okay, and because we're at the end of the cluster, we're going to chain 1 before moving across and doing our regular clusters all the way along. There's another corner. So the corner has the cluster, chain 2 cluster, and then I'll show you how to join it up and continue on the next row. So here we go. I've done that corner, another straight, another corner. We're going to chain 1 at the end of that corner, and we just need to complete this corner here. So do a cluster into that. So that's 1, 2, and 3. We need a corner, so it's a chain 2, and then you can just join it up with a slip stitch. So slip stitch into that third chain, and we have completed our second round. And all you need to do from here is continue the pattern. So remember, to start we have our chain 3, 2 double crochet into that corner. So that's the incomplete corner that we will finish at the end. Chain 1. You have cluster chain 1 all the way along. You have a corner down here, which will be cluster, chain 2, cluster. Then you're going to chain 1, and this is just a straight. So before we didn't have the gap in here, but as it gets larger, you're going to have straight gaps at the edges, and you'll just do a cluster, chain 1, and then move across to the corner. And you'll repeat that all the way around until you come to the last cluster, and that's a corner, remember? Chain 2. So I'll just go away and do that and show you that third row, and then we'll learn how to change colour. Just come back to the end here. Before we didn't have that middle one, so I just want to show you. So I have chained 1 after the corner there, cluster, chain 1, and then you've got another corner. So it's not really that different, and each row that you do, this will have more gaps. Okay, row complete. You can see it's getting a bit bigger now. So normally you would do your chain 3, double crochet twice, and then chain 1 and just continue around. But if you want to change colour, fasten off. So yarn over and pull all the way through. And you will always join the new yarn at a corner. Now I suggest, just to reduce bulk, that instead of starting at the same corner, you start at a different corner. So new yarn, we're going to do a slip knot, insert hook in the corner, put the slip knot on the end, pull it through so the knot is sort of behind, and then chain 3 and double crochet 2, chain 1, oops, came off, and that's it. That's how easy changing colour is. And the way you change colour totally transforms the look of your blanket. Here I've done cream in between other colours and other rows of 2, but you can get completely different looks just by changing colour. Don't forget to use up all your scraps. So thanks for watching this blanket tutorial, and I'll see you next time for more treasury tutorials.